Is this live? I don't think this is live. Is it? Let me make sure I'm actually live. I'm getting a little confused with this now. If I am live and people are watching, I apologize, but okay, I am live. Good morning and hello everyone. Good morning. My name is Raquel. Welcome to Raquel Teaches Web Development. And today's tutorial is going to be about CSS borders and the border width property. So it's going to be a continuation of yesterday's tutorial on setting borders. Okay, so let's get started. Let me go over here and switch to the screen. Okay, so we're going to start off with this simple document here. So this is kind of like a copy of what we were working when I was showing you yesterday with the borders. And I'm going to be showing you how the border property and the border width property combine. I just messed up my words. I can't remember what I was saying now, but we're going to see how the border width property is set and the different looks that you can achieve on an element when you set the border width property. So let me just go ahead and switch to the code because I can't get my English correct. So maybe I can get my HTML and CSS correct. All right. So here is the HTML for the page that I just showed you. And so it's very simple. It just has 3 paragraphs on there. And I've already gone ahead and done the CSS for it, so I'll just comment out one piece at a time so you can understand what's going on here. So the first one that I'm going to show you is the border that is set with a pixels. Okay, so the border width that's set with a pixels size. So I apologize for that. So let me just go ahead and uncomment that, right? And save that change. And so remember from yesterday's tutorial that when it comes to setting borders in CSS, you always have to set the border style property first. None of the other border properties will work unless the border style is set first. All right. So here we see that the border style is set with a value of solid. And then I've gone ahead and set the border width with a size of 5 pixels. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then I'm going to go refresh the page so we can see what that looks like. All right. And so that is what it looks like. It's a solid. That should be dotted. Wait, I think I mixed up my, yeah, I meant to say that is dotted, right? So it can match what I'm actually saying. So let me go back and refresh that. All right, so that is a dotted border that is 5 pixels in width, okay? So now when we go back, there's another way to set border widths as well. So border width can be set with specific measurements such as pixels, points, EMs, etc. Or you can also set the width with a value of thin, medium, or thick. That's what's allowed with this property. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that looks like in the next one. So actually, let's make sure that the next one's supposed to be solid. It is not. It is supposed to be dashed. So let me fix that. First, I'm going to uncomment that here. And then this should say dashed. Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and save it. And then let's go ahead and refresh our web page. Right? And now we see that it is dashed. So right now that dash border is set with a value with a value of medium. Let's see what happens when we change that to thin. Save it and refresh. Right? We see that it is super thin. And then when we change it to thick and we refresh, it is super thick, almost as thick as the dotted border above it. Okay. And so here you can see that borders can be set either with a specific measurement or with the thin, medium, or thick values. Okay. Now another thing that we can do with border widths is that we can mix them up depending on which side of the element we can mix them up depending on what you want to display on each side of the element, the same way we did yesterday. Okay, so what I mean by that is that you can set a style, right? And then you can also set different widths using the 4 sides that I discussed yesterday, right? So when we, let me just uncomment that and save so you can see what I mean, right? So you see that it's different thicknesses on each side of the element, okay? And so setting border widths is really that simple. Now, one other thing I wanted to see, we can also, remember in yesterday's tutorial about the border style, you can mix up the border styles, right? So you can still do the same thing here. So let's just do dotted, dashed, and solid again, right? And let's just go ahead and refresh the page to see what that looks like, right? And you see that that works as well. So you have an endless number of combinations that you can create when you're mixing up border styles as well as border widths. Okay, so that's pretty much it when it comes to CSS border widths on an element. You can set the style of the width that you want, and then you can just go ahead and set the size of the width that you want, whether you want to specify a measurement for the size or if you want to use the thin, medium, and thick measurements that are provided by CSS. The key to remember here is that the border style property is always required when setting any other border properties, including width, color, etc. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So I hope that you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, please go ahead and click like, and subscribe to the channel. If you know of anyone that might find this tutorial helpful, go ahead and share this with them and encourage them to subscribe as well. I would really appreciate it. Thanks again for taking time out of your day this morning to check in. Enjoy the rest of your day and God bless.